it's been a little hard to prepare for two quarterbacks this week as opposed to one like you're used to.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the mindset of an opponent. I mean, it makes sense to if you have two guys that are capable, which based on our video study, it certainly appears as if they have two that are. It's a headache. There's a reason to do it, and it poses a challenge, and we'll find out come Saturday what we see more of, and so we just got to make sure we handle it right, and certainly from a communication standpoint and game plan standpoint, we got to know who's in the game.
Do you end up watching a lot of Kansas film just because the one guy hasn't? I mean, he's only played in, I guess, one half.
Yeah, you know what, we haven't, and specifically to the scheme of Boise State, what you don't want to do is as much as you want to have an understanding of your opponent. And no, there's not a lot of snaps of him playing quarterback in a Boise State uniform. What you don't want to do is chase ghosts, I guess would be the easy answer.
Coach, Boise State and you guys have been practicing inside. What does that aspect take the most out of on defense, practicing indoors?
I think it breaks up the monotony. I mean, it might as well be a positive for us. It's a little bit different than being outside, and we've gotten plenty of work both on the grass down in Lewiston for what seemed like a month. It was probably only 10 days, and then at our place. So it breaks up the monotony. Get to go inside. The lighting's different. Everything's different, and I don't see how that's a negative. So and then we'll crank it up. Get outside for a little bit of a walk through tomorrow, and then obviously the game Saturday.
Later tonight, when you watch some of the defensive backs tape, what are you looking forward to most on seeing what they did?
Specific to practice?
Yeah.
Yeah, just guys making sure they got good eye control. Anytime you face an offense that does such a great job of establishing the run, and then are able to hit the home runs through the air. That's just something that, from a defensive back standpoint, you got to make sure that you're dialed in on each and every snap. Every run play, you're one play closer to a pass. And certainly this is a group that sees their share of practices through spring ball and fall camp, and specific to our defensive back. So I think they're excited for the challenge, as they should be. And we also know that in every sense of the word we'll be tested on Saturday.
That's why I struggle with the.
Any questions for Coach?
Yeah, actually switching direction, what criteria does this team look at when deciding to accept walk-on players?
Yeah, there's a number of things that go into that. It's needed a position. What you can't do is have a roster full of defensive backs. You got to make sure that you have enough offensive linemen, defensive linemen, and on down. And so that's a big piece of it. You obviously fill a recruiting class each winter with what is 25 scholarships a year, and then once ultimately getting to a total of 85 scholarship players, and then within that, obviously that sum total. As you break it down from an individual position basis, same thing. They have to make sure that you have numbers at each position, and then what the walk-on process simply most of the time turns into is what's our need, and for the most part there's a need for at least a handful, one to two guys at every spot. In some spots on a particular year you may need 5 to 6, and so we appreciate those guys that come out here and work their tails off. And it's a major part of the preparation on a week-in-a-week basis is what a lot of those guys do.
Coach, this is a team that gets north and south offensively. They have a bunch of tight ends and fullbacks. Is it tougher to kind of recreate their offense when you guys are there, right, and don't really have those position players on hand?
Yeah, and that's one of the challenges, what we make sure of is that other people have to flip the script in terms of if they don't have enough receivers to run our air raid offense. So we all have issues, and so we don't dwell on it. We get the necessary guys in the right spots to simulate as best we can, regardless of what offense we face. But no, that's one of the challenges that we face, and it's not a new challenge for us. It's something we continue to deal with, and we got a good group of guys to give us the best look possible.
Thanks, Coach.